So let's use the Under Armour website as an example of some of the types of information that you might find on a company website. So here we are on the Under Armour website, and the first place that I look for info, interesting links, is sort of that top bar here. I don't see anything that's particularly intriguing there this time. So as I kind of scroll, I see that sort of they're interested in promoting their products and services. Fair enough. It's a consumer-oriented site. And that would be one aspect of researching Under Armour, but we really want to know more of that kind of inside information about the company. So as I keep looking and actually get all the way to the bottom, I might find some interesting links right here. I'm seeing some links here under the About Under Armour section that could be promising. So for example, there's a link to About Us. There's a UA Newsroom, Careers, UA Community, and one that you'll see on a lot of big company websites, this investor relations. So you'll see an investor relations link whenever a company is a public company meaning a company that sells stocks to investors. So just taking a little look around what some of those pages on the site are. So for example, here is the UA Newsroom, and we see the very first item is very timely, is how Under Armour is coping with COVID-19. And as we see the rest of the stories, they're on happier topics, such as promoting young female athletes. You could see information about their celebrity endorsers. There's something about a new version of a product, the Curry 7. So to explain what this newsroom is, this could be helpful for researching company information, but it's not news in the conventional sense, where you have a journalist investigating a story, trying to get all sides of a story, researching and getting in touch with all different people and organizations involved in the issue. These are actually press releases. So other than COVID-19, which a lot of companies are needing to sort of come forward with how they're handling this, just because of the importance of the problem, on such so-called company news pages, you're basically getting press releases, and you're basically getting kind of positive information about the company. If we wanted to sort of go deeper on any one of these issues, for instance, how that particular shoe is doing, really how that's really selling, or what the response sort of in sort of the sports apparel and athletic shoe industry, how they're coping with COVID-19, what we would typically want to do is supplement our research by turning to business news articles. So we'll talk about that later, but just keep in mind that what you see here are press releases. On to the investor relations section. So this, it's also kind of visually striking, but the kind of information you'll see here is sort of earnings information, their results. So there's a lot of government required filings for companies to sell stock, public companies. So there's a lot of information here. So just to give you an example of one thing that's actually quite easy to use is this annual report. This is from 2018, which is their last completed report. And it itself is a really long, lengthy document, 100 pages in fact. But often in these reports, the very first pages of the report will be something called the letter to shareholders. And basically what this is, in a couple pages, the company's leadership sets out how their last year went and what their strategy is in the next year. So anyway, not to read it here, but in just a couple of pages, you'll see the company from their own perspective, what they need to do strategically, and what their strengths have been. So that is just a little bit about how to use information to look for on the company website. And I want to also show you just quickly, if you think you might have a public company, if your company is very large and well known, you can also look for the company name plus the word investors, and usually wind up on that investor relations page. So there we are again at this investor relations page. It's the law for public companies trading in the U.S. to have a page like this. So if you're doing research on a public company, the good news is there's going to be a lot of in-depth information on your company, and that's also sometimes a challenge too, to try to figure out what's the most interesting. But I hope this little video has helped you sort it out. If you're doing a nonprofit, if you're doing a private company, you're probably going to have a lot less information than this, but the message is still kind of poke around that page, see what's available, look, sort of scroll around looking for links, and also always supplement your company or organization research with additional research so you get a better perspective on that company or organization.